What's going on, guys? My name is Eric, and this is First Thing in the Morning's Q&A Day 3. Now, I still got a bunch of questions left, so we're not going to waste any time. Let's get right into them. Alright, so we're kicking things off today with a gaming question from Melody, at MelodyAnn227. Go follow her on Twitter. Her question comes from watching her nieces and nephews play Minecraft. There's no end goal in Minecraft, so she wants to know, what's up with Minecraft? Well, it's pretty simple. If you ask me, Minecraft has the same appeal that Legos do. You're given a certain tool set, and with that tool set, your only limit is your imagination. I've played Minecraft a few times. I've actually recreated the home that I grew up in Minecraft. And I loved playing with Legos as a kid. And since everything now is digital and not actually physical, Minecraft is just an extension of Legos to me. You can do pretty much whatever you want. You can pretty much build whatever you want. And some of the things that people have created are absolutely incredible. If you have the time, I suggest go look up like crazy Minecraft creations on YouTube, because some of the stuff that are created from the users is absolutely incredible. It's a great tool. I see Minecraft more as a tool than a game. Minecraft is only limited by how much imagination you have. So I think that's where the appeal comes from. And you're right, people go nuts for Minecraft. Alright, our next question is from the OG Twitter broskies at markingout, markingout.com. Go listen to their pro wrestling podcast. It's one of the best podcasts you can find online. And while you're at it, go to prowrestlingtees.com/markingout and buy every single one of their t-shirts twice in case you rip one. Alright, they want to know if I'd ever play Five Nights at Freddy's on First Thing in the Morning. I don't really think so. The simple reason is because I like the story and like the kind of mystery that surrounds the story more than I actually like playing the game. I mean, the game is pretty simple. You just click on cameras to look around. And to be honest, the jump scares don't really scare me. I have been looking into other horror games to try them out, and I think I've found a few, so stay tuned for that. I don't think I'll do a Five Nights at Freddy's episode, but I will be doing a few more horror-related games in the near future. So like I said, keep your eye out for that. And secondly, not too many people, I don't know, maybe not too many people know this, but I am the official Marking Out weatherman. So they ask, how's the weather in Canada? Today, guys, it's rainy, it's dark, there's a northeastern wind that's coming in that gives you a little chill, and I'm none too pleased, so I'm staying indoors today. Thanks for your questions, guys. Alright, our next question is from fellow Kayfabe Today contributor Drew Ortman, at Drew Ortman on Twitter. Isn't that convenient? He's got a couple of questions for me. First one's wrestling related. He wants to know who I would like to see Kevin Owens matched up with today. Any company, any roster. We won't have to go looking very far. I'd love to see a Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura feud. Not just a match, I'm talking like a series of matches. Maybe a best of 5, a best of 7, but something like that. I love both men's styles, and I think they would complement each other in the ring. It would be awesome. Speaking of styles, he's the other one who I'd like to see face off against Kevin Owens. I think an AJ Styles Kevin Owens feud would be money. You could just sit back and just count all the money you're going to make off that feud, because I think it would be awesome. Both men are great in the ring, and again, I think they would complement each other. And the next question I absolutely love, because I do a YouTube show, and he wants to know what shows on YouTube do I watch. The two shows that I watch the most are Grimm's Toy Show, but not his like actual toy show where he recreates or does matches with his figures. I usually watch his unboxing videos and his Raw reviews, because he's a pretty funny dude, and he does the unboxings with his wife, who's constantly calling heel wife and saying that she's salty as a pretzel, and they have a really good dynamic and it's pretty funny to watch. Besides that, my favorite gaming related show on YouTube is Game Theory. It's from a guy called Matt Pat. He's really, really good at what he does. He does tons of research, and he kind of overthinks concepts in video games and uses real-world science to prove those theories. It's really, really good. He's a super smart dude, and it's really entertaining. I highly recommend you check out Game Theory. Alright, our next question comes from Crystal. Now, Crystal, I still don't know how to properly pronounce your last name, so instead of butchering it again, and disrespecting you, I'm just going to leave your Twitter handle a little bit longer on the screen so that everybody can go follow you. I'm sorry. Her question, if you could become a WWE superstar, what would your angle be? Now, what person who is a fan of wrestling hasn't thought about how they would come in, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure how I would make my debut. The only thing I know for sure, 110%, is that I would want to be a heel. Could you imagine being an asshole and getting paid to do it? They're paid to piss people off. Is there a better job on the planet? Not for me. I mean, I'm a natural born smartass. So if you tell me go out there and rile up the crowd, and then when I come back you hand me a paycheck or you hand me a sack full of cash, that is the dream. And she also wants to know who my favorite tag team of all time is. Now here's what I'm going to do. My favorite tag team from the Attitude Era was the Road Dogg Jesse James and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. I love them. And for some reason that I still don't fully understand, Road Dogg Jesse James was one of my favorite superstars during the Attitude Era. I particularly remember one of his shining moments was during a Royal Rumble where he spent the majority of the time clutching the bottom rope with his arms and his legs. And he stayed there for like a good 10-15 minutes. It was brilliant. I loved it. So that is one of my favorite tag teams. Now, if you want to come more into recent times, I'm going to pick Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. I love these two. I love the American Alphas. I think they're a fantastic tag team. I'm so happy they won the titles at NXT TakeOver Dallas, and I can't wait to see where they go from here. Our next question is from Dale, at Dale Suplex State on Twitter. He wants to know, out of the NXT debuts from around WrestleMania season, Apollo Crews, Enzo and Cass, Baron Corbin, the Vaudevillains, Emma and Eva Marie, who am I most excited for, and who do I think will go the furthest? Now, I think most people would expect me to say Enzo and Cass. I love Enzo and Cass. I think they're a great tag team, but that's not my choice. My choice is Baron Corbin. Ever since he's made his debut on the main roster, the WWE has been building him up as this big monster-type heel. He's been dominant in every single match that he's been in, and the video package that they showed for him a couple of weeks ago was absolutely incredible. I see big things for Baron Corbin. First of all, the guy is huge. Second of all, he's got a pretty decent moveset. He's still a little green in the ring, but I think with time he'll just keep getting better and better. And the End of Days is a pretty sick finisher that I really like. Plus, I've been saying this since the first time I saw Baron Corbin. I think he's going to be a tremendous heel because he's the type of guy that you look at and you just instantly don't want to like. He looks like a grumpy man, and he looks like he would be an asshole to you in real life. And if you're going to be a wrestling heel, what more could you ask for? So my choice for who I think is going to go the furthest and who I'm most excited to see is none other than Baron Corbin. Our next question is from @AC_Adamson on Twitter. Go give him a follow. He also happens to be a contributor to Kayfabe Today, so go read all his stuff at kayfabetoday.wordpress.com. Gonna have to start charging these guys for all the plugs they're getting. Alright, so he wants to know, what is the best console ever made and why? Now, I agonized over this because I wanted to pick one, but when it came down to it, I could not, sir. I had to pick two, so please forgive me. Now, the first one is the Super Nintendo, and the second one is the PlayStation 2. Now, I think personally, if you have either one or both of these consoles, you don't really ever need to get another console because there are so many fantastic games on both consoles that you could just be perfectly happy with those two consoles for the rest of your life. At least I could. I mean, maybe I'd give the edge to the Super Nintendo because personally, if I were to list out my top 10 video games, I think at least 60 or 70% of them would be on the Super Nintendo. To give you a quick rundown, it has games like Earthbound on it, which if you've never played, turn this video off and go play it. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Are you kidding me? I think that was a launch title. The Legend of Zelda was a freaking launch title! Chrono Trigger, which is another great RPG. Final Fantasy III, or 6 if you got to be all fucking accurate about it. And then PlayStation 2, I'd list off the PlayStation 2's greatest hits, but we'll be here for the next 45 hours. So if you ask me, PlayStation 2, Super Nintendo, best consoles ever. If you're really pushing me and I have to pick one, I'll pick the Super Nintendo. Alright, our next question is from a friend of the show, Jay Baca, at Tweets of Jay Baca on Twitter. Go give him a follow, and be sure to check out his next day Lucha Underground reviews on Handsome Dan's Final Say over at WLWstudios.com. Jay has been checking out First Thing in the Morning since pretty much episode 1. I always appreciate his support, I always appreciate his comments, and whenever I need questions, I know Jay will come through. Thank you so much, Jay. You're the man. Alright, he wants to know, are there any video game character deaths that have impacted me? As a matter of fact, yes. It's happened one time where a death in a video game upset me so much that I shed a few tears. I can sit here and tell you that without any shame or embarrassment, that at the end of Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 5, something happens to somebody that absolutely broke my heart. Even thinking about it now, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not going to go into any more details than that because I don't want to spoil it for somebody who might not have played it yet and wants to check it out. But suffice it to say that the end of The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 5 broke my broski heart. Alright, Jay continues, and he wants to know what some of my all-time favorite wrestling entrance themes are. Like, this could take seriously all day for me to answer, because like 75% of my iTunes is wrestling themes. So I'm just going to rattle off a couple here. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels because he sings it himself, The Undertaker because it's iconic. Let's move into more modern times. AJ Styles because it makes me feel tough. Kevin Owens because it makes me want to kick people in the face. Sami Zayn because I like ska music. And The New Day because it makes me dance. Alright, Jay with a video game question. Now he wants to know what my all-time favorite video game controller is. Now it used to be the Xbox 360 until the Xbox One came out, and now that's my favorite controller. It's got some weight to it, the sticks are placed just right, and everything else, the controller looks nice and it just works perfectly, and I also really like the triggers on it. I think the triggers are much better than the PlayStation controller. Now if we're talking old school controllers, you can't go wrong with the classic NES controller. Sure, it's a little rectangular, and if you play for too long, you get kind of like sore in your palms. But it's classic. Back then, you had to earn your games. We didn't have perfect ergonomic controllers. We had a fucking rectangle that hurt our hand, and god damn it, we liked it. All right, Jay's final question of the day will also be the last question for this Q&A. Now, he wants to know, if you could special guest referee a match between two wrestlers, who would they be? That's simple. I'm a Montreal boy, born and raised, so I would like to referee a match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, we all know that they can have fantastic matches together, and I would love to be in the ring to watch them do their thing. It would be an absolute honor, although I'd probably be biased towards Owens. Shh. Alright guys, so there you go. Day 3 of First Thing in the Morning's Q&A. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me a question. Honestly humbled by the response I got. I never thought I would get this many questions, but you guys absolutely nailed it this week. Tons of great questions. I had a great time answering, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching these videos. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at MTLBroski for all the latest First Thing in the Morning news. Go check out the Facebook fan page at facebook.com/FtitM, and as always, be good to each other, don't be assholes online when you're gaming, and check back very soon for the next video from First Thing in the Morning.
Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me,